Hello friends, my name is Mradul Jain and today we will discuss data warehousing and its components, characteristics and ETL process. So starting from the data warehouse, a data warehouse serves as a centralized repository integrating data from various sources, and it transforms this data into consistent format enabling efficient querying, reporting and analysis. What does it mean is in database or for the data warehousing, the data is coming from different sources. As you can see in the figure, the data is coming from different sources. So data may come from the internal sources, different apps, other sources. Internal sources means a company having different departments, or it may handle the different departments and the data coming from these different departments. So data coming from different databases. Okay, the external sources may be the social media app, the Facebook or the Twitter, data coming from these sources. Or the third one is the other sources, the data come from the internet source, or it may have in the same computing machine. Okay, so what is the problem when the data is coming from different sources? The main problem is data is coming from different sources in different format. It may come from different API, it may come from the XML format, it may come in JSON format, or in image format, or the doc format, .txt format, or other different database file format. So there is a tool, namely by the ETL. It will handle this type of problems, and it will remove the noise, or will clean the data, and it is the work of this ETL tool to make the data in a standard way for shaping the data in the data warehouse. So the main component of data warehouse is the centralized repository, consistent format and efficient querying. Because data is coming from different format, so it must be saved in the central repository and it must be in the consistent format. I have already told you that the data in a very structured manner or in a tabular format. So whenever anyone who want to see any insight or the result or the business intelligence with the help of this data, he can use this particular data warehouse, and he can write the query and to find this type of useful result that can be helpful for the business intelligence. Next is the key components of data warehouse. The major components of data warehouse is the data source, ETL tools, data warehouse databases, and other than this these components, the other components are the metadata, data mart, OLAP servers, or the BI tools. Because I have already told you that the data coming from different sources. The data may be the transactional database, external sources, or the operational system like ERP. So when this data is coming, the next one process which exists in the staging area of the data warehousing components. So this major tool is the ETL. The work of ETL means the extract, transform and loading. So it will extract the data because the data is coming from different file formats. So it will extract the meaningful data from these files, and it will transform, it will clean the data or will remove the data, and after that, when the data is available in a proper way, it will load the data in a data warehouse. And this database will store the data in data warehouse database. On this particular database is a centralized database and having a large size and contains a large size of data. So if the data is available in a proper way, then we can perform the query parameters. Other than that, we can use the metadata, data marts, OLAP and BI tools. Metadata means it stores the data, it stores the data about data. Suppose it contains different type of files, then it may store for each and every file that what is the size of the file, what is the name of the file, how much data it contains, what is the last update done from this file. This type of information is the metadata. Data mart, suppose we are using this data warehouse for a particular warehouse, then there this particular business has different departments, and for each and every department may store their data in different data marts. So it may contains the inventory data. The data mart may be the inventory, the sales, the marketing, or the different departments data it may have in data marts. And next is the OLAP. OLAP means online analytical processing. So OLAP, because the data is in very large size, so it is very much required to have a high computing machine with this database. So for this purpose we are using the OLAP servers. It contains a lot of query results already it has, and which can be shown by the BI tools, for which business intelligence tool we can use, and with the help of BI tools we can see these reports in a very interactive way. Next is the characteristics of data warehouse. There are mainly 4 type of characteristics. First is the subject oriented, next is integrated, next time variant, and fourth is non-volatile. The first characteristic is the subject oriented. Subject oriented means because a company may have different departments like sales, finance, customer, inventory. So each and every, I have told you that this data is available in different marts. We are storing this data in different mart. Okay, so this data may be related to the sales, finance, customer, or the inventory, or any other department which a company has. Okay, so and second is the integrated. We have already discussed that a company maintain a data warehouse, okay, and the data is coming from different sources. So these different sources may be the CRM, ERP, or websites. Suppose the main problem is, suppose for example, or we are getting the data from the CRM, ERP, or website, or any other format, or any other source. Okay, so one of the place, suppose my name is Mradul Jain, and from one source I am getting my name as the Mradul, simple Mradul. From one source I am getting Mradul Jain. From one source I am getting Mradul Jain. From one source I am getting M Jain. From one source I am getting MJ. So all the sources are providing the same data, but it is having in different formats. So whenever we are integrating all the data at a particular central repository, we are maintaining data in a central repository. So this is very much required. It must be in a consistent way. So that's why we are, for this integration purpose, we are using the ETL tools. Okay. Next is the time variant. Time variant means historical data is stored and can be analyzed over the time. For example, suppose we are tracking the customer purchases from 2018 to 2025. So that means there are 2 type of data. One is the historical data, second is the real time data. For the data warehouse analysis, we use only the historical data because the data must not be changed. Okay, and the last one is the non-volatile. Non-volatile means once the data is entered, it should not be updated or deleted. When you have updated your data warehouse with a record, then in this record you cannot, or a person who has the complete right to access the data warehouse, he cannot enter or delete or update any record, because we cannot change the past data. So that's why these are the major four characteristics of the data warehouse. Now we can understand the business requirement, why we are using the data warehouse. So the main 3 purpose of data warehouse is the first you should define the goals. Okay, suppose my goal is increase online sales by 20% in next 6 months. This is my goal. For that purpose, I have stored the data in data warehouse. Then we will find out the KPI, key performance indicator, why we are using, why we are storing, and why we are using this, why we are required this type of result. So for that we will use the KPI. KPI means, suppose we will check out website conversion rate, average order value, cart abandonment rate, monthly sales growth, customer acquisition cost. These are the key performance indicators that we can analyze with the help of business goal. Okay, then how we can achieve this goal? And there are a lot of questions which is related to the KPI. It may be is the marketing strategies working? Do we need to improve the checkout experience? Should we offer discount to boost up average order value? This type of questions may, when we are using the query parameters, then this type of insights are available with the data, and it should be available when we are using any query with our data, then it should be able to give the answer of these KPIs. And in the last, we will discuss the ETL process, because in ETL process mainly there are we are using two type of architecture. This is a traditional architecture and the modern architecture. In traditional architecture, we were using the ETL process, staging area and data marts. But today's era, in current era, we are using the cloud, we are having the cloud services. So we can maintain our data on the cloud. Okay, so at this time we are able, if we are maintaining the cloud, then we can maintain the real time data also. At that time we can also use the artificial intelligence and machine learning technique with this data to find the new insight or new learning with this data. So previously we were using the ETL process, staging area and data mart, as we have already discussed a lot about this particular part. So this time we can extend this data warehouse with the cloud services. We can integrate this data warehouse with the cloud services. So we can use the fast services, more scalable and manageable architecture with the help of this modern cloud architecture. So mainly the ETL process contains these three stages: extract, transform and load. So, and the major ETL, there are some ETL tools which are Apache, NIFI, NIFI, Talent and Informatica. There are a lot of tools which are available for the ETL or ELT processes, but you can learn these few names from this presentation. The name are Apache, NIFI, Talent and Informatica. Lot of tools are available. Okay. So today we have learned what is data warehouse, what is the requirement of data warehouse, what are the characteristics of data warehouse, and what are the characteristics, what are the components, and what is the ETL process. Okay, thank you.